There is a specific scent that exists on the very edge of our consciousness. You've encountered it in the hushed hallways of a family home, in the presence of a beloved grandparent, or perhaps, more recently, on your own pillowcase. It is not the scent of poor hygiene. It is not the smell of dirt. In fact, you could scrub your skin until it is raw. You could douse yourself in the finest French colognes. You could stand under a scalding shower for an hour, and it would still be there. Science calls this a biological inevitability. But for those living through it, I call it the invisible wall. Did you know that after the age of 40, your body undergoes a chemical shift that no traditional soap can touch? We are taught from birth that odor equals sweat. We are told that if we smell, we are unclean. But what if I told you that this specific scent has absolutely nothing to do with sweat? What if I told you it is a chemical storm occurring on the surface of your skin, one that is actually water-resistant? Most people dismiss it as old person smell. In Japan, they have a more respectful term, kareishu. But regardless of the name, the biological reality is the same. Today, we are moving beyond the 1950s advice of just wash harder. We are entering the world of sensory biology. I'm going to show you why your current routine is failing, the exact molecule responsible for this erosion of your confidence, and a zero-cost micro-adjustment that can strip away 10 years of biological scent in a single wash. To dismantle the wall, we must first diagnose the villain. Meet 2-nonanol. In our younger years, our skin produces a complex, vibrant mix of lipids and antioxidants that keep us smelling neutral. But as we cross the threshold into our 40s and 50s, our body's internal chemistry shifts. Our skin's natural antioxidant defenses begin to weaken. Simultaneously, the production of a specific fatty acid, omega-7 unsaturated fatty acid, begins to surge. When these fatty acids meet the air, they undergo a process called lipid peroxidation. Think of a tub of butter left out in the heat. It doesn't just melt, it turns rancid. It oxidizes. This is exactly what is happening on the surface of your skin. The result is the creation of 2-nonanol, a volatile organic compound with a distinct, greasy, grassy, sour and slightly musty aroma. Here is the gap between old medicine and modern evidence. Standard soap is designed to break down water-soluble dirt and proteins, but 2-nonanol is lipid-soluble. It is an oil-based bond. Water simply slides right off it. Modern soap merely moves it around. It doesn't dissolve it. It's like trying to wash a greasy cast-iron skillet with nothing but cold water. You can scrub all day, but the film, the slick, remains. This is why you can step out of a shower feeling clean, only to find that within 20 minutes, that musty scent has returned to your collar. The molecules are literally woven into the microscopic ridges of your skin. Immune to the basic surfactants used in 99% of commercial soaps. You aren't dirty. You are simply oxidized. Let's look at the human cost through the eyes of Henry. Henry was a master baker for 35 years. His life was defined by the scent of warm sourdough, vanilla, and yeast. He was a man people leaned into, a man whose presence felt like a warm kitchen. But at 65, Henry noticed a change. It started with his grandson, Leo. Usually, Leo would leap into Henry's arms, burying his face in Henry's wool sweater. But one Sunday, Henry noticed Leo pull back, just a fraction of an inch. A small wrinkle appeared in the boy's nose, a primal, unconscious reaction. Henry became obsessed. He felt a sudden, sharp erosion of his dignity. He started showering twice a day. He bought extra-strength antibacterial soaps, the kind that smell like harsh chemicals and pine needles. He scrubbed his neck and behind his ears until the skin was dry, cracked, and red. But the invisible wall remained. He started noticing his wife, Elena, opening windows in the bedroom more often. He saw her subtly move her pillow further away in the middle of the night. The emotional cost was devastating. Henry didn't just feel smelly, he felt obsolete. He felt like a rusty pipe in a clean house. He began to practice a form of social withdrawal. He stopped going to his weekly card games. He stopped hugging people. He felt his body was betraying him, turning him into a relic before he was ready. Henry was trapped in a vice grip of shame. He believed he was rotting from the inside out. He didn't realize that he was simply a victim of a chemical reaction. He was a man with a biological problem, just trying to solve it with a hygiene solution. The invisible wall wasn't built by a lack of soap. It was built by the relentless accumulation of 2-nonanol that his daily routine simply could not touch. If friction isn't the answer, what is? To break the 2-nonenal bond, we don't need more scrubbing. We need molecular combat. Modern evidence from Japanese dermatology points us toward a specific group of plant compounds called polyphenols, specifically persimmon tannins and green tea catechins. These aren't just natural ingredients. They are chemical neutralizers. Step 1. The dissolution. You need a cleanser containing Japanese persimmon extract. These tannins are massive molecules with multiple hydroxyl groups. They are molecularly shaped to bind with 2-nonenal, grabbing the greasy molecule and pulling it away from the skin in a way that standard surfactants cannot. It is a lock and key mechanism. Step 2. The chemical shield. If you cannot access specialized soaps, use the zero-cost alternative. Brew 2 bags of high-quality green or black tea in a liter of water. Let it cool. After your normal shower, use this as a final body rinse. The catechins in the tea act as a sacrificial antioxidant. They neutralize the oxidation process on your skin surface before the 2-nonenal can even form. Step 3. Target the high production zones. Focus your attention on the cathedrals of sebum, the back of the neck, behind the ears, the chest, and the underarms. These are the epicenters of omega-7 production. What to say to your doctor? If you discuss this with a professional, don't just say, "I have body odor." Use the language of biology. Say, "I am concerned about lipid peroxidation and the accumulation of 2-nonenal on my skin. I am looking for a topical approach to manage fatty acid oxidation, rather than just bacterial control." This shifts the conversation from your habits to your physiology. To truly preserve your scent, you must identify the hidden villains accelerating the biological storm. Villain number 1, the news at 11 stress. High cortisol levels trigger the apocrine glands. Unlike normal sweat, this stress sweat is thick with lipids, the exact fuel 2-nonenal needs to thrive. Stress doesn't just make you tired, it makes you oxidize faster. Villain number 2, synthetic traps. Polyester and silk are hydrophobic. They trap the oils against your skin, creating a petri dish for oxidation. Switch to high-quality cotton or linen, which allows the skin to breathe. Villain number 3. Oxidized fats in the diet. If you consume rancid vegetable oils or excessive fried foods, you are providing the raw materials for 2-nonenal. Focus on preservation. Eat antioxidants, blueberries, walnuts, and vitamin E. Fight the biological storm from the inside out. Aging is a gift, but the invisible wall doesn't have to be part of the package. Your scent is not a reflection of your character. It is a biological signature of a body that has lived. By moving from scrubbing to neutralizing, you can tear down that wall. You can be the grandfather who is hugged without hesitation. You can be the partner who shares a bed without fear. Start the polyphenol reset tonight. Your body is a cathedral. It just needs a different kind of care as the years pass. Don't let a single molecule erode your presence. Reclaim your space. Reclaim your scent.